okay. You can't just say, oh, like I'm going to avoid these people that I'm drawn to and attracted to, and I'm just going to choose someone who's nothing like my parent. It doesn't even work that way. You're going to see people through the lens of your trauma until you go back and you claim your power back and you resolve that trauma, and then the lens is gone. Okay, you guys, if you have been having very similar types of relationships on repeat, and you have these people come into your life, you're like, oh my gosh, here we go again. This is the same type of thing, same type of person. Here we are having the same dynamics as I've always had, right? I gave a video, my previous video on attachment styles, anxious and avoidant. Oftentimes, an anxious person will attract an avoidant person into their life over and over and over and over again, or an avoidant will attract a very anxious person. And it kind of solidifies our ideas of either, okay, see, all of these people are going to come in and derail me. They're not safe. This isn't going to go well. I'm going to push them away, right? Here we are again on repeat. Or with anxious, it's like, oh, look, they're loving me. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, they're loving me. Oh, they're not. And it's this thing, and that creates disharmony, lack of safety. So then we'll try and, like, I know you know how to love me, trying to make it happen again, right? Which causes more anxiousness, which causes more pushing away. So there's these dynamics that are happening below the surface. And in some ways, they can be very textbook, although painful, hard, right? Not super fulfilling on either part. The reason I believe that they come up is actually a good thing. I genuinely believe that it's a good thing. I believe we attract people into our life that mirror our core relationships, which would be our core relationship with our parents, as a child. There are people that bring that in and mirror or show us what we felt as a child for a good reason. I actually don't think it's bad. And there's something that I believe that I don't know if a lot of other people believe or are saying out there, is that you can't avoid it and you can't even necessarily change it. I actually believe that the only way out is through. I believe that those people that continue to mirror some of your childhood wounds are coming to bring you a gift. I believe they're coming to show you. Say, hey, like, remember all of this. Remember all of these things that felt so unsafe. Let's deal with it now. We're adults now. And as we deal with it, it's like the spiritual school that can't be found anywhere else. And it's also the key to the healing. Like, there cannot be the light without going through that darkness first. Some of the most challenging relationships can be the most sacred relationships in your life. There is a reason that these people are showing you your wounds. And if you're mature enough to first see it, see what's happening, and then to dive into those wounds and heal those wounds, you'll realize that those relationships go, they start clearing. And you can shift a dynamic within the relationship back to safety, back to security, back to peace. I don't think, like, it, you know how they'll say, oh, he's just a replica of my dad. Like, oftentimes people will, like, attract people that are a replica of a core parent, right? Or a parent, a core relationship. I don't think you can just choose to be attracted to someone else. I don't. I think you actually are attracted to and drawn to those people by divine design. I believe that that's what God intended. Many of you guys have read the book Busting Loose of the Money Game. They talk about life being kind of like a video game. Sorry, my cat is really loving. She always climbs up during these videos. In this book is so good, but it talks about life being kind of like a video game. And in the very beginning of life, we drop, if say we're all gods and we created this life for learning and growth, right? In the beginning, they call it phase 1, we drop all of these traumas into our life. And just like a game, there's always like obstacles. So even just think of like the game of golf, you have to hit this little ball and you got to get it into the hole, but there's a bridge and there's water and there's all these obstacles, right? Football, it's like, here's our yard lines and you got to get this football, almond shaped ball down to the other end, and there's opponents. And in all games, we set up these parameters and these difficult obstacles. In the game of life, we drop traumas into the childhood, right? Phase 1. Phase 2 now is you've got to dive in, find those traumas, find the cure, take back your power, and set yourself free. They say that's like the entire reason for existence, and all of it is for evolution and growing. So if you think of relationships in this way, you can't just say, oh, like I'm going to avoid these people that I'm drawn to and attracted to, and I'm just going to choose someone who's nothing like my parent. It doesn't even work that way. You're going to see through the lens of your trauma, see people through the lens of your trauma until you go back and you claim your power back and you resolve that trauma, and then the lens is gone. And then it's like, set free, right? Evolution. So I really want to challenge you guys as you start looking into your own relationships, and it may be some relationship patterns that continue to be on repeat. There's no avoiding it. It is on repeat until you learn the lesson. It is on repeat until you see yourself differently, until you see other people differently. And it's through the trauma of your childhood, of your past, that you unlock it and you set the whole thing free. This is actually what I do for a living, is sitting with people, guiding them back to those core traumas, taking their power back, resolving it, and setting themselves free. So if you'd like a session with me, feel free to click the link below. I have one-on-ones and group sessions and different ways to work with me. So I will see you there.